Hey everyone, welcome to Sorting Myself Out. Today I have an announcement for you all. This community is really starting to build and take shape. I'm really liking that. I'm really enjoying the different people that are emailing us. We're getting more and more emails all the time now. That's been very rewarding. And I'm going to try something here because I think it could be really beneficial. We're getting a bunch of people emailing in asking for support, asking for help. We've got a bunch of phone calls recorded that haven't even been posted yet of audience members working through sorting themselves out. Through my training in the last, 5, 6, 7 years, I've gained a lot of skills involving personal transformation, learning about the science of transformation, how to guide and facilitate that process. There's a few areas that comes from. One is with Dr. Strachan, the self-soul-spirit model, Gestalt-based facilitation, which comes from the Gestalt therapist who created Gestalt therapy in the 1960s, as well as my certificate in life coaching called Nature Connected Coaching, where I learned a lot about the neuroscience of transformation, how to create a positive context for transformation, and support people for long-term sustainable growth. So I'm watching something called The Sacred Flip. This is something that I've built over the culmination of several years of learning the process of transformation and working with subpersonalities and integrating the subpersonalities into a fluid self. I want 8 participants to join me in this process by only suggested donation, no required cost. I just want to get this transformational information out there so people can start implementing it into their lives. This will be kind of a pilot version because I'm just getting started with this program. Eventually, the cost is going to get driven up a bit, but I'd like to run it on a continual basis. I do have some people in mind that it might be good for, specifically some of the audience members that have already joined us. I'm just going to share my screen and show you some of the things about it. So really, I call this a guided process in becoming soul-directed, soul-connected. And the reason for that, and again, what you're looking at here is a program overview and a curricular outline, is we're driven by so many different forces within us, so many different subpersonalities that are competing for territory. And so in order to fully integrate the personality, we want this soulful life energy that brings all those subpersonalities together and drives us into more of a cohesion, a fluidity, an integrated state. Carl Jung called it the individuation process. So there's a few different parts to what we'll be doing. And there's only 8 spots available. And I'm going to keep repeating a few things here so everyone gets it clear. It's suggested donation. There's no required price. I just want to get this information out there. And eventually the cost will go up later on when this program becomes more solidified as life goes on here. But so we'll identify the subpersonalities. We will contact what I call soul, deeper life force, deeper awareness, deeper connection. And there's little techniques that I'll present in order to get to that place. And you'll learn how to direct your subpersonalities from that place of soul. So as you can see here, there's some kind of what will happen. You'll be guided into that deeper embodiment. You'll learn how to contact what I call your soul. You could also call it the core of your being or deeper awareness, higher self, whatever you want to call it. You'll be engaged in a community of people who are on this journey with you, including me. You'll receive one-on-one sessions, facilitation, coaching with myself and possibly Mercury as well, if depending on how much he can commit to. So there'll be regular meetings with the group, and you'll be guided through Dr. Strachan's self-soul-spirit model, and you'll get to know yourself on a deep level. Now, as we go down here, you'll see the different program orientation aspects as well as the curricular outline. If you email me, I'll send this to you. So as you can see, I've put a lot of thought into this. There's a lot of different curricular content, philosophical content, as well as embodiment work, like actually applying these philosophies to your personal life. Because what does transformation in a philosophy really mean if you're not able to understand it for yourself and apply it to your life? So we're actually going to do some hands-on exercises. And the cool thing about this with the 8 different participants that will be involved is we'll all be sharing vulnerable information with each other. We're going to this is going to be a place of complete confidentiality. So we'll all be sharing, like, these are the things I'm working on in my life. This is what I'd like to change. This is how I'd like to transform. These are some of the sub-personalities that are up for me. This is the patterns that I'm noticing in my life. And we're just going to do everything we can to get that integrative cohesion going. But the powerful thing about group work is what I see vulnerable in others inspires things in me. So other people in this group are going to inspire each other, as well as they'll have partner sessions where the partners meet in between meetings. There's going to be 8 sessions overall, and that's going to be spread out about every other week for a few months. So probably, I think right now I'm aiming for a June 1st start date, and we'll go into September. And some of the content will be posted on this channel. Everything will be recorded, but mostly only the times when I'm speaking or we're just talking philosophically. When we start to get into the more vulnerable work where we're divulging more deep personal information, that most likely won't be posted to this channel. So anyways, you can email sortingmyselfout0@gmail.com if you're interested in this. I think it's going to be a great program. I'm just going to keep running it on a continual basis for the unforeseeable future. I think that we'll just do, everything will be done on Zoom video conferencing. So you don't have to worry about meeting up in person, and as well as getting connected to a partner might be a really powerful thing in this community. So the first start date's June 1st. The first people who email me and qualify, I just want to I got to do a little bit of screening to make sure that everybody can handle it, because it's going to be pretty deep work. It's not a replacement for therapy. I'm not a licensed therapist. This is transformational facilitation, long-term growth, life coaching type stuff, teaching, philosophy, stuff like that. But yeah, don't think that this is a replacement for any of that other important clinical work or other support in your life. But this might be something that adds a little value for you. 8 seats available. If you want to get in, you got to email sortingmyselfout0@gmail.com. I think some of the people that we've already done audience sessions are great candidates for this. Don't worry, we're going to keep doing audience sessions. We're going to keep doing everything we've been doing. I'm just adding this program to the mix because I think it could deepen the level of transformation that's happening in the Sorting Myself Out community. And I really mean community. It's really forming into a community. We're getting emails of people asking, can I join your community? It's like, of course you can join the community. There's no real gate that you have to walk through other than, I guess, the invisible gate of just knowing that you're a part of it. Anybody who wants to work on themselves and have an honest conversation that cares about life is more than welcome to be here. So Mercury is going to join us in these sessions, these private sessions, as much as he can. Again, he can't have too much pressure because of his own personal stuff going on, but I think it would be great to have him there. And there's just a lot of things that I'm packing into this. There's applied interpersonal neurobiology, so understanding how to change your brain so that you create ritualistic automatic habits that are working for the kind of life that you want to live. Also understanding how to go into sorts of trance states where you deepen your connection with your awareness, where you deepen your connection with meaning, so you get that meaningful life connection. And we're also going to do this really cool thing called picking your symbol, picking your soul image. And for me, it's the soul tree. It's that great, powerful, mystical tree. But I believe everybody has this soul image that they can journey to. And so we'll be doing some active imagination, which comes from Jungian psychology. So I use aspects of Jung's work. I use aspects of Dr. Strachan's work. I use aspects of cutting edge neuroscience to really formulate a process that could really help people if they apply themselves to it. If you're the type of person that can't really commit to showing up for the times, like I don't have the exact dates yet, but we're going to start June 1st, and it's going to go into an every other week schedule, including meeting with your partners. This is not the program for you if you can't show up on time, because if you don't show up on time, it affects the whole group. So you have to show up unless you're super sick or something like that. Obviously, we understand, but this is kind of a commitment, and it's donation optional. It would be helpful if you can donate, but if you can't afford to make a donation, then that's absolutely understandable. Eventually, the cost is going to be more fixed, but right now, I just want to get this stuff out there. Thank you for this, for listening to my long-winded community announcement. If you're not going to do this, that's absolutely fine. It'll be offered again. I'm going to do a new start date every so often, so it's just going to keep going around. So this isn't your only chance to participate. If now is not the right time, then pick it up again in a couple months when we do the next start date. Again, a few of the people that have been on audience sessions with us would be great candidates for this process. I've been really touched by the information people have been sharing, by the vulnerability. And this is the chance to connect with some real people, to get a partner, kind of like an accountability buddy where you guys are working on stuff together. And we're going to keep doing what we're doing. So if this doesn't apply to you, just disregard it and keep tuning in for everything else we're doing on Sorting Myself Out. So anyways, thank you for listening to my long-winded advertisement of this program. But it's not really an ad because it's not like I'm trying to make a bunch of money here. I'm just trying to get the information out there and help as many people as possible. So I wish you all the best. I hope this was somewhat coherent. I probably sounded crazy, but I'm willing to risk that because I think the fact of the matter is that this is really going to help people. And I know that, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, as they say. This is coming from an accumulation of knowledge and transformational science from people who have been doing this work way longer than me. I just happen to have been lucky enough to be at the right place at the right time, getting trained by the right people. So let's rock this shit. Let's change ourselves. I was going to say change the world, but we're Petersonian over here. We don't change the world. We change ourselves and then the world changes as a result. Let's change ourselves. Let's work on ourselves and let's do this shit. So thank you everyone so much. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And thank you again for listening to this. Mercury or I might go live later today, but I really don't know for sure. See ya.